I bought some of the cheapest survival gadgets that I could find online, and tonight in the Australian bush, we're putting them to the test. Chainsaw is in here.
Oh, bat.
What's that? What is it? What's that?
I think I've just found an underground bunker.
I'm shaking, I'm a bit nervous. And I slid out and I'm currently bogged. Not only am I going to be surviving with budget equipment, tonight I'm going to be sleeping in a free tent. This is not even clickbait, like I'm being dead serious. I got a free tent. I'll explain as we go. In this bag, I have all of the items to make my own DIY survival kit. So before I get into the actual survival equipment, first we need to find somewhere to spend the night. It's actually meant to rain tonight and we've been getting some crazy wind here lately, so I need somewhere with a bit more coverage. My plan for setting up camp is head into this pine forest and look for somewhere that's semi-cleared out, and that's where I'll be setting up camp. So I do have to get changed into some pants because this is what we found in the grass last time we were here. So I really want to avoid standing on one of them. This will give my legs a little bit of protection. It's probably around 25 degrees right now, but I'd rather be hot than killed. I do get a little bit worried walking through this long grass just because last time we were here, we found 2 snakes in about 15 minutes. But I just have to keep my eye out, hopefully not disturb anything. Just went to start walking through and I almost walked straight into this guy. Pretty much just looks like he's floating. Might also grab myself a web stick. I'm sure everyone that's been out in the bush knows the web stick. You just wave a stick in front of you while walking to avoid walking straight into a spider web. Really can't see it, but I almost just walked straight into one. I think I see a nice spot over there where we can set up camp. This area is looking good. Not too much long grass here, which is great for avoiding snakes. And it's nice and cleared out and semi-flat ground. So I think we're going to set up camp here. Someone has illegally dumped some big scrap metal. If this thing wasn't so heavy, it would work perfect for a secure fire pit. So I actually haven't eaten today yet and I'm getting pretty hungry. So that's where we're going to be putting this little gadget to the test. Now this thing only cost me $8. When I bought this thing, I was shocked because it just has so many uses. But the first thing I'm going to be using it for is starting a fire. It has a little fire starter in that coil there. So pretty much what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be attempting to start a fire with this little coil. I have a little bit of paper that I found in my car and I'm just going to put it on the coil, try and get a bit of heat in there, stuff it under this dry stuff and hopefully get a fire going. It lights up and then you see that get red hot. We got that fire going, now it's time for some lunch. Today's lunch is going to be cooked on this $20 Temu grill. I showcased this in my camping with the cheapest equipment video, but this thing was excellent. So easy to cook on. I've only got a small fire for now because I'm going to make a proper fire pit later on, but this is just for lunch. For lunch today, we're going to be having shrimp tacos. And they smell incredible. I did prep a little bit of guacamole before I came. Just going to toast the tortillas lightly in the pan, and then we're going to have some nice shrimp tacos. I do have a little bit of pre-mixed taco seasoning just for some flavor. A little bit of mozzarella, a little bit of guac, and then we have our easy campfire shrimp tacos. That is so yum. That's probably one of my favorite things that I've cooked camping. Lunch is complete, so now it's time to actually set up some sort of campsite. Carted all of my stuff from the car, which took me longer than I'd like to admit. But pretty much what I'm thinking is I'm going to clear out some space, clear out some of these pine needles. I want a big fire pit here, and I need to start putting some of my survival tools to the test. I swear I heard a noise, and kangaroos can be aggressive. Like, I've personally never dealt with it, but there's definitely videos of them attacking people. And they're notorious for this spot. In this little bag is going to be a tool that's going to help us clear out all of this area. Now you're probably wondering, how is something this small going to help clear out all these pine needles, dig a fire pit? Let me show you. So this little piece of equipment is a shovel, saw, pickaxe, and also has a little compass. I'm going to show you how to set up this thing because it's super simple. A little bit here that you screw. Now you want to screw it back in, and this little handle screws into the end. Now this thing is not huge, but it's gonna make clearing space a lot easier. Massive branch just fell. Shit myself. Something that this shovel also has is saw blade. I'm not going to use this to cut down anything because I have another piece of equipment that I want to show you. But I found if there's roots or something, it saws through them quite well. Now that you've seen the shovel, I want to show you the other side. So this also doubles as a little pickaxe. It's good for digging up roots or just disrupting the soil and making it easy to shovel it. This tool cost me a total of $10. Miniature shovel, a miniature pickaxe, just saw a bottle opener, which is what that is. And we also get a compass. For $10, this is a great piece of survival equipment, and it's gonna be really handy for surviving the night. It also works good for hitting pine cones. Now it's time for something that honestly I'm kind of nervous for. Tonight I'm going to be sleeping in a free tent. Now as I said before, this is not clickbait, this is not a lie. Genuinely did not pay for this thing. So pretty much in my last video I was doing camping with the cheapest equipment possible, and I bought a $50 tent off Temu. Now Temu has a policy in place that if your item does not arrive that they'll refund you it, which is fair enough because the tent never came. It's about 2 weeks past the time that it was expected to be delivered, and I thought, this thing isn't coming. So I got a refund on it. I got paid back the money. That day, I get a knock at the door. Them delivering my tent. So this tent was completely free. It looked decent in the photos, but we're gonna see how it goes. And hopefully it's waterproof because it's meant to be raining tonight. We have 4 poles, but they're not in the actual packaging. They were just separate. I was kind of worried, but it does have pegs. I genuinely can't even remember the photos of this thing because it was so long ago, but I really hope it's gonna work. Oh wow, okay, it's a pop-up. This thing is actually decent size, but I made the mistake last time of bringing this mattress and it just fit in the tent that I was using. Now this one looks a little bit smaller, so really hope and pray that this thing fits. That was lucky, absolutely perfect fit. Liv's coming staying with me tonight, so I wanted to make sure it's nice and comfortable for her. Corners on this thing are perfect. Dylan is actually going to be joining us as well, so I did bring another tent that you probably saw in the camping with the cheapest equipment video, but this is a $30 Temu tent also. No word of a lie, this is probably the easiest tent I've ever set up. Watch this. That is it done. Fortunately and also unfortunately, this tent has no poles, no pegs. It's very light and it's definitely not waterproof. So I have to set this up in a way that Dylan's not going to get totally soaked or blown away. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's enough space for one person, definitely, and I genuinely think you could squeeze in 2. As you can see, it's just super light. It does have the bug netting, but Dylan said that they got in last time, and there's not really anywhere to peg it down. So we're gonna have to find some rocks to sit in the corner so this thing doesn't fly away. There's mushrooms growing on this log. Remember for Dylan's setup that I need to blow up an inflatable pillow and an inflatable mattress. Now I want to show you a little gadget that I bought that's going to do it for me. Battery powered portable pump. But I just come to the realization, did not charge it. It has no charge. It physically won't turn on right now. So that's where our next gadget comes into play. So right here we have an $11 solar panel. Now this thing comes with a USB port, so you can plug anything directly into there. It will charge from the sun. I only probably have about 3 hours of sun left. Let's just hope we get enough power to at least get Dylan's mattress and pillow blown up. Away. March fly, those things hurt. I'm gonna leave it on the roof of my car until the sun goes down. Hopefully this has enough charge to blow up the mattress and pillow. To protect Dylan's tent from the rain that we're meant to be getting tonight, I have just one of those blue tarps, and pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it up just on that side of the tent, and then I'm gonna run it up to that tree there. This is pretty much just to keep the rain off of his very non-waterproof tent. It just started to rain a little bit, but I'm still sweating. Next thing that I want to work on is getting this fire pit started. I want to get a decent sized hole, and that is where we will cook dinner. I have the fire pit dug out. Now I need some wood for it. The next survival gadget that I'm going to be showing you is a chainsaw. You're probably wondering, how the flip did you fit a chainsaw into that backpack? The chainsaw is in here. Now this is a very simplified version of the chainsaw that most of you know. It's literally a chain with blades. The idea for it is simple. You wrap it around the tree, hold these two handles, and then you saw. Nice. That cut through pretty much the entire way. As you can see, it's a decent thickness of a tree, but this chainsaw only cost $8. With ease, this thing will fit in my pocket. Obviously, attempting to cut this tree with the chainsaw now that it's laying on the ground is going to require a lot more effort. So this is where my next gadget comes into play. In this bag, I have a $22 portable saw. Let me show you how it works. So this is what it looks like out of the bag. You unfold it, slotting this into this little insert. You clip it in place. Now you have a little portable saw. Okay, so a little bit of a camp update. That chainsaw and foldable saw worked excellent. The chainsaw definitely requires a lot more effort, and it seems to get jammed very often, which did not make it easy. But if you're in a survival sort of situation and you need to get wood for the fire, that would work perfectly. I have a good selection of wood for tonight's dinner, and I also have some on the fire ready to go. But now it is time to show the most expensive gadget out of all of them. But I need to go on a journey first. Before I leave camp, I realized I bought something in Japan that I've been wanting to set up for ages. It was $3 this thing, so I guess technically it's a budget survival gadget. Even if it doesn't fit the video, I'm gonna show you it anyway. One thing that I've realized is when I'm making these videos, I have trouble remembering where I've put stuff. I'll always put something down and then I'll forget where I put it. In Japan, I bought one of these from Daiso. Now this was 300 yen, which is equivalent to about $3 Australian. I did think it was a lot bigger, but I'm gonna set it up anyway because I think it's cute. This is a $3 camp organizer. If you're like me and you put something down and forget where you put it, this is perfect. You're kidding. Of course that happened. So the next survival gadget that I'm going to be using requires me to have a water source. The spot that I'm staying right now, there's nothing. Check the maps and there's not even a creek close. So I'm going to have to hop in the four-wheel drive and follow some of these trails. We're going to have to go to nearby Coochon Creek. Now I haven't really thought this through because somehow I have to fill this up with water and then manage to get it back to my campsite while going on rough four-wheel drive tracks. I think I'm going to end up with water all throughout my car, but we'll see how we go. Honestly lucky that I just did that shot because I just realized the solar panel and the pump is still on the roof. I think that means it's not fully charged, but hopefully it has enough. So the spot that I'm at right now has a huge network of four-wheel drive tracks, but I don't really know the area too well. So I got to find this creek and I also have to find my way back to camp. So I'm going to set a pin on the maps. Hopefully we don't get lost. Hopefully we don't get bogged. It's telling me to head down this track, but it looks very overgrown. It's actually not too bad. It is really tight through here. Oh, there goes my paint. I think I'm at a dead end, but according to maps, the river's just down there. I've gone as far as I can because there's a heap of just fallen trees blocking the path. But according to maps, the river is literally just through there. The only issue that I'm having is it looks like quite a steep bank down to the river. So I'm going to have to find my way through that shrubbery, attempt to fill this up, and then attempt to get back to camp without spilling it. Walk straight through it. So the creek is right down there. This is probably the worst possible spot that I could have gone to get water. Damn it. My luck, I'll be on the riverbed and a friggin' croc will come up and grab me. Man, this is steep. Man, I'm not even going to be able to fill it up from here. It's just too steep. I'm going to have to find another spot, I think. I'm not going to be able to fill this up enough and then attempt to get it back up that hill. I wasted my time there, but at least the creek's nice. Let's just find an easier spot because this is just way too difficult. That was a bit of a fail, but we'll try another route. Man, this track is tight as well, and I really have no room to turn this around. There was a spot a little bit further up that was quite deep mud. Yes, I'm going to have to do some four-wheel driving in reverse. There's a little opening there I may be able to maneuver around. It was a nice 24-point turn, but we're back forwards again. I got a call from Dylan saying he's ready to be picked up. Unfortunately, his Camry is not going to make it through these tracks, so I have to go and pick him up. I'll pick up Dylan, and then on my way through, I will grab some water for our next survival gadget. Dylan is here.
What's going on, guys?
Now, we're kind of in the bush right now, and I finally found a creek that I can actually access. Time to fill it up.
Just about to go get some water. We'll tell you guys in a minute what this water's for. Getting eaten by midgies already. I've been here for 5 minutes. Just I'm driving to camp now.
Well, we made it back to camp and it is pitch black out here. Dylan probably thinks I'm about to murder him right now. Behind us is the pine trees that we now have to walk out to in the pitch black. So Dylan's made it to camp. Now we can't see absolutely anything. So we get this fire going and a few lights around, and then I'm going to show him his tent. You can't even use the pump for this one. Have to do it by mouth. Since the pump's not working on the mattress because the mattress has the wrong valve, we're going to see if it works for something else.
Usually the air gets under the fire and lights it. This little blower might be able to do the trick. Let's have a look.
If it's actually charged, it's been on charge for like 3 hours with the little solar panel. But yeah,
oh, it's just like aircon.
Yeah, baby.
Alright, we're just having some sausages and beef patties.
Oh, there goes that idea of burgers. Since the burgers haven't really turned out too well, we'll add a bit of seasoning, a bit of mozzarella, and we got a nice smashed burger and sausage. Looks like absolute slop, but I can guarantee it's going to taste good.
Oh, is it, mate? Let me know.
So good. How's that? Good?
Unreal. Cooked to perfection.
Good work.
Real cheesy.
Nice.
Bit of salt and pepper. No sauce for me. I'm not a sauce boy.
Random.
But it's real oily, which I like.
Yeah. It's insane how much it echoes. Fuck! Oh, that's a black. Oh, red belly black snake. Damn.
It is too.
You do not want one of them in your tent. Jesus Christ. Why is it that every time we go camping out here, there's snakes? Liv is here now. We did have to go out and get Liv. On our trip out, we saw a red belly black snake, and we also had a huntsman attempt to crawl in the car. Since it's nighttime and I can actually show you this, this is the keychain that I used to start the fire. It also has a light, which honestly, this thing is very bright. For some reason it has a red light. I don't know if this is some sort of like emergency SOS if you're trying to alert someone, but also has red flashing. I'm guessing this is like trying to signal someone if you're in an emergency situation. The rain is off and on, so I'm in the tent for now. Probably going to end up going to sleep, but I still have a lot more gadgets to show you. Last night we woke up absolutely drenched. Rained a lot heavier than we expected. Let me show you how wet the mattress is. Great. This mattress is completely soaked through. This is just not the right temp for these conditions. Absolutely soaked. So for now, we're going to pack up camp and I'll record again when I get the chance to use the other gadgets. Look at that. What the fuck bit me?
One of them is responsible for all recorded deaths in many.
Gee. Oof. Damn. It's huge. We just got to the spot where we're going to test the other survival gadgets, and I said to Dylan, I wonder what the chances are of seeing some sort of dangerous creature are, because it seems that every time we're in the bush we manage to do it. Well, we finally found a water source. It only took us like 2 weeks, but now I'm going to show you the most expensive gadget out of all of them. Right here, I have a $50 portable camp shower. It does have a dog on the front, but we're going to be using it to wash me. I understand I could probably just wash in the creek, but the whole point is to show how this works.
Little pump goes in the water, which will be in this bucket. Turn it on. And we should get some water coming out of here.
Yeah.
Nothing beats some fresh water from the creek.
So we got the pump in the water. Now it's the moment of truth. Hey! Look at that. That's actually good pressure. I did not expect that.
Nice.
Camp shower also comes with this hook. So if you want to set it up on a tree, you can hang your shower head from there and you can pretty much set it up like a proper shower. Shower test. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh. It's cold, but it's good. This is better than some friggin' campsite actual showers. In this bag, I have a $10 water filter. Now, in the photos that were advertising this, it shows that the water becomes crystal clear after going through this filter. We're gonna try it over in the creek that we just showered from. As you can see, the water is absolutely filthy. So I'm curious to see whether this filter actually makes it clear or if it was just a massive over-exaggeration.
There's little tadpoles swimming around this. Oh, look at them all.
Yeah, there's heaps. Alright, so I'm going to use the filter. I'm going to get a mouthful of water from here, and then we're going to spit it into that little plastic bit, and we're going to see how clear it actually is.
Oh, it's actually coming out clear. What the hell?
What?
What the hell?
Wait, I'm going to try that.
You're kidding.
How does that even work? I mean, if you put it in the sun, it's got a slight tinge of yellow, but it's definitely not that colour.
Filter well.
Yeah, it does filter well.
It just tastes like water coming out of the tap. In the Australian heat, the most important thing for survival is water. 100% recommend getting one of these. Takes out all the bacteria in the water and it just makes dirty water like this taste fresh.
Next spot that we're going to requires us to walk through some pretty thick bush, but the destination's going to be worth it for the next survival gadget that we're going to be using.
We have just come across a bridge and a lot of spiders. Safe?
Yeah, she's fine.
Is that a little shack? Oh, look at this.
Dylan just walked into that. Oh, you all right? So this area used to be some sort of park with a bunch of old style cabins and buildings. We wanted an area that used to be populated for the gadget that we're using next. It's kind of hard to tell, but under Dylan right now is a mini golf course. Or was a mini golf course. Just come across this massive building, obviously very abandoned, but we're going to check out and see what's inside. Might have squatted in here at one stage. Heading up the stairs now. Damn, that's actually good artwork on that wall.
If you see this right
Oh, bats. Oh, God. There's heaps. Oh, shit. Dylan just shit his pants. kind of hard to see them, but there's little bats up here.
This isn't a survival gadget, but I wanted to review it anyway. So what I have right here is a $20 metal detector.
The reason why we chose this spot to do the metal detecting is because that we know there's going to be leftover material here under the soil that we'll be able to find. We need to test if this thing is actually going to work. Look at that. Nails.
My next test with this, see if it'll pick up things buried under the soil.
Just outside of the building, we're going to scout around the ground to see if we can find something in the soil. What was that?
Bracket. This place is just overgrown, big time.
You go first. Don't step in the middle of that.
Oh.
Man, that's slippery too.
I know it is.
And this is sketchy. There is a huge drain down there. I can't even explain how tempted I am to walk through it.
Let's do it.
You actually want to? We don't really have any of the proper equipment to go through that drain. So I think we're going to make a video specifically exploring it once we have the right equipment. So make sure to subscribe and you'll definitely be seeing that soon.
The only thing we've picked up so far is a nail, and it was on the bridge that we walked past. Tiny little green tree frog. We'll get you back in your home, buddy. Oh,
What's that?
I think I've just found the underground bunker.
Oh. Oh. We need something to prop that open because that is heavy.
Jack has just found the littlest stick to try and pry this big friggin' concrete slab off. And it's working. Was working. Oh God. Oh, hell.
Let's have a look. Oh, it's just some big drainage pit. Damn. That's actually big. Well, the $20 metal detector did find something interesting. But it seems when it comes to finding something that's buried by soil, it just doesn't work. It's only really good for surface level stuff. Now we got to make our way out of here. Just noticed Dylan was bleeding a lot on his foot. Check that out. That's a leech. Sorry, I'm shaking, I'm a bit nervous. We just came out to a spot where we were trying to test this last gadget. Now we've run into an issue. I was coming along one of these four-wheel drive tracks and it started to get quite muddy, like extremely muddy. And I just had to commit to it and hope that it was gonna get less. It really didn't at all. And I slid out and I'm currently bogged.
I think we've done ourselves a mischief here.
To get the car unstuck, we've got to take down this tree. Yeah, it's gonna go.
Just gonna chuck the recovery tracks underneath the front wheel, reverse up into here, and hopefully we can get out.
I did not expect it to be this deep. It's bad. Look at that. I was so close to hitting those trees, but I really hope we're gonna be able to get this out. Yes, thank fuck. So we got the car out of the first bit, but I was just looking through these pines. Hopefully there was like a way out over these pine needles because I'm not going to get stuck in that. No good, we're going to have to go back through the dirt track. This is big slosh too, and I've got no one to pull me out if I get stuck. That is just absolute swamp the entire way, it doesn't stop. I'm not really filming much now because this is so bad. This mud is that thick. We've been here probably an hour now and we've moved from just there to about here, and even here we've been stuck for ages. Everything's just sinking.
Make sure, guys, when you're four-wheel driving, get a set of these.
Honestly, we would be screwed if we did not have them because this is just insane.
Save this. Look at the mess we've made.
We're not saved yet. I said before that I just wanted to hit some tame tracks and not get the inside of my car muddy. This was a big mistake. Alright, you ready?
Yep. It's alright, we got this. We got this. We're out. Yeah, boy! Holy! Yeah, boy! That's what forward driving's all about, boy!
I can't believe that.
That was...
Dill's having a drive. There's been a lot of river crossings because we've had so much water lately. Oh, horse! What horse? Oh, no way! I can't believe we literally said last week. I cannot believe that. That's crazy.
You're kidding.
Me and Dylan were literally saying the other day we should make a video just trying to find a wild horse. That's insane.
That's friggin' sick.
Dylan came up with a video idea that we should come out here and camp, and our whole purpose would to be just to find a wild horse, and we've just randomly come across one. It's so rare to find these here.
Just found this wild... Oh shit, there's a wild jack! Oh.
Give it. Fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Well, if you made it this far into the video, you get to see the very swollen version of myself. Now, this is actually from a video that I filmed on the weekend, but I just wanted to follow up this video by saying I do have a lot more gadgets to show you. I bought so many of the cheapest survival gadgets, so I think what I'm going to do is we're going to have a part 2. After my 4-wheel drive got stuck, I just did not have the energy to continue with the video. So we're gonna do a part 2 coming soon. If you want to see that, make sure to subscribe, and it will be out very shortly. Also, if you subscribe, you find out how this happened to me. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to drop a like if you did enjoy it. Much more to come. I can't wait. Thank you.